What's good, everyone? We're back at it with the All
What's good,
Facts
everyone?
Podcast.
We're
I'm
back
your
at it with
host,
the All
Marshall
Facts
Carr.
Podcast. I'm your
And
host,
today is
Marshall
going to
Carr.
be
predictions for the Super Bowl,
predictions
and I
for
haven't
the
done one of
Super
these in a
Bowl,
while.
and I haven't done
It's
one of
great
these
to
in a
get
while.
back. It's great to get how I started this podcast. But
This year was actually a weird year, considering
but
that a lot of the
this
teams.
year was actually a weird year.
How I thought the
considering
teams
that a lot
would
of the teams
be placed at the
are not
start of the
really in the
season.
correct spot
However,
than
like
how I
the NFL
thought
is
they would be
unpredictable. It's
in
open
the
every year.
original.
Tomorrow,
Before the
we'll
season
understand
started,
how I thought the
and
teams
when.
would be.
So tomorrow, I think
before the
it's
season
the
started,
Bengals
but
Raiders game and the Patriots
how
and
I
Bills
thought the
game.
teams would.
So
Without further
be placed
ado,
at the
let's
start of
get
the
started
season.
and let's. And
However,
let me tell
like,
you
the
my
NFL is
predictions for
unpredictable.
this
It's
upcoming
open every
Super
year.
Bowl.
So
first game, of course, Bengals and Raiders. It gives me a little bit of thought
tomorrow
when I think about these
we'll
two teams.
understand
Both of these teams
who
are like high-powered
and when.
offenses.
So tomorrow I
They have
think is
great
the
weapons.
Bengals
Good
Raiders
quarterback.
game
Good
and
quarterback
the
play Joe
Patriots
Burrow,
and
Derek
Bills
Carr.
game. So
The Vegas Raiders,
without
really
further
the start
further
of the
ado,
year,
let's
were
get started
hot,
and
and then
let's
they started
show
being
you
something. They
and
let me tell you,
end up winning
my
out
predictions
and then
for
making
this
the
upcoming
playoffs.
Super
Great for
Bowl.
them.
And the Bengals
So the first
surprised
game, of
everyone.
course,
Like
Bengals
we
and
all know
Raiders.
that. No one thought the Bengals would win the AFC North, but they ended up doing so.
When I think about these
But
two
however,
teams,
both of these teams are like
it's actually
high-powered
hilarious how the
offenses.
Bengals
They
have
great
not
weapons.
won
Good quarterback
a
play Joe
playoff
Burrow,
game
Derek
since
Carr.
1991.
And the
first
Vegas
text
Raiders,
I think I saw
really
some
in the
graph
start
where
of
like
the year
the first
hot, and then
text
they started
message
being
ever
something. They
sent
ended
was
up
in 1992,
they
and the
ended up
Bengals
winning
have
out
won a
and then
playoff game
making
since
the playoffs, which is
1991.
great for them.
And the Bengals surprised everyone.
However, I do
we
think
all know that. No one
Raiders will
thought the
win this
Bengals
game.
would win.
I think the
AFC
Raiders will
beat
beat North,
the
but they
Bengals.
end up
They're
doing
both
so.
high-powered offenses, and the
But
Raiders.
however,
They typically win.
it's actually
high-powered
hilarious how the
offenses-
Bengals have not
offensive
won.
games.
They can put up points when the
A
other
playoff
team
game
is
since
putting up points, and
1991.
they'll end up
And
pulling
the
it
first
through.
text
I think
they've
I saw
done that
some graph where
a lot
the
this season.
The
I
first
think they can do it
text
again.
message. No disrespect to the
sent was in
Bengals. I do see them
1992,
winning.
and the Bengals have
I
won a
can't
playoff
see
game
them
since
winning. Actually, I
1991.
see the Raiders winning, but I can't see the Bengals winning. However, I do think
The Raiders, I just think
Raiders will
pull
win
this
this
off.
game. I think
Both
the Raiders
high-powered
will beat the
offenses.
Bengals.
They're
Max
both high-powered
Crosby is
offenses,
dealing
and the
with
Raiders-
a
they
backup
typically
lineman, so
win
he's going to
high-powered
generate some
offensive-
good pressure on
offensive
Joe
games.
Burrow. They
And
can
then
put up points when
Derek-
the other
Derek
team is
Carr
putting up
does
points,
have
and they'll end up
Josh
pulling it
Jacobs
through.
on
Renfro, Darren
They've done
Waller.
that. I think that's
a lot
enough
this season.
for
I think they can do
the
it again.
secondary.
No
of the
disrespect to the
Bengals
Bengals.
to
I do
take.
see them winning. I think that's
can't see them
overpowering,
winning,
actually.
so I
I
just
just think the Raiders will.
will
I can't
pull
see
this
the
one through.
Bengals winning.
And the
But
next
I just
game is the
think
Patriots versus the Bills.
The Raiders, I just think, will pull this off.
This is a
Both
really great
high-powered offenses.
division. I think
Max
division
Crosby is
rival
dealing
game.
with
As a
a
lot of
backup lineman.
you
he's
you'd
gonna
say like
generate
oh,
some
the
good
Patriots,
pressure
oh
on
Bill
Joe Burrow.
Belichick,
And then
Buffalo Bills, Josh
Derek
Allen.
Carr does
Okay,
have
this
Josh
this,
Jacobs.
this is probably
Darren
this
Waller.
actually
I
might
think
be the
that's enough
closest
for
game out of all the
secondary
playoff games
of
I'm
the
seeing
Bengals
so
to take.
far. I honestly think
I
it could.
think that's overpowers them.
If I were to
just
pick,
think
though,
the Raiders will
pull this one.
It would
through.
be the Patriots. I can't go against
And
Bill Belichick.
the next game is the
And
Patriots versus
the Bills. They're not really that great playing
This
weather,
is a
and I know
really great
weather
division
conditions
division rival game.
It's for
As
both
a lot
teams.
A lot of you
The
say
Patriots
like,
just
the
play
Patriots,
good in
Bill
bad
Belichick,
weather.
Plus
Plus
Bill
Bill
Belichick,
Josh
Bill
Allen.
Belichick.
I think he can
outsmart. This
out
is probably
coach,
this actually might
Sean
be the
McDermott.
closest game.
Josh Allen,
out of all the playoff
Stephon
games
Diggs,
I'm
like
seeing so
those
far.
guys. I
those
honestly think
guys
it could. Don't get me wrong, are just
If I were to
amazing
pick, though,
players.
It would be the Patriots.
But
I can't
the
go
Patriots
against
just
Bill
have a
Belichick.
better overall
And
team. They have
the
probably
Bills,
a better defense.
they're not
probably
really
a
that
better
great playing
offensive
weather, and I
line.
know weather conditions.
I just don't see. I just can't go against Bill Belichick.
It can work both ways.
But if Josh Allen
and Stephon Diggs
pull
pull
this off like how they did in Week 15, I believe, or Week
it's
16,
for both
teams,
I wouldn't be surprised.
the Patriots just play good.
They're
in
really
bad
great
weather.
players, and
Plus,
Josh Allen
Bill
really
Belichick
needs to prove how
I think he can
outsmart
when the
coach
lights shine the
Sean
brightest.
McDermott.
But I think he can
Josh
do it.
Allen.
I just can't go against Bill
They're-
Belichick
those
because he's
guys-
been through it
those
so many
guys-
times. Don't get me wrong, are just amazing.
And then the next
players.
game after that is the Eagles
But
versus the
the
Buccaneers.
Patriots just have a better overall.
The Eagles
team.
versus the
They have
Buccaneers.
probably a better
Okay,
defense,
I can't
probably
really
a
think
better
put too much
offensive
thought into
line.
this. I just think the Buccaneers
better
before.
weapons, maybe.
Actually,
no. Just
The
cut that out,
Eagles,
cut that out.
yeah, like they were a surprise
Better
team.
offensive
Not
line,
gonna
better
lie.
defense.
No one really
really suspect the Eagles.
I just don't
make
see
the playoffs.
I just can't go against Bill Belichick.
And I didn't
That's
really
usually
think
what
they'd
it
make
is.
the
But
playoffs
if
either.
Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs
They
pull
did a
us
really
off
great
like how
job.
they did in Week 15, I
throughout the
believe,
season
in
to
Week
enter the
16,
playoffs, especially
I wouldn't
playing
be
in that
surprised because
division
they're
helped as well.
really great players.
The Buccaneers, though, Tom Brady,
if he can step up. That offensive line,
those
weapons,
when
the Eagles
shine the
secondary.
brightest,
But I think
the Eagles defense probably
I just
is
can't
not
go
enough
against Bill
to.
Belichick because he's been
They
through
probably
so
cannot
many
hold
times.
up with the
offensive production.
And then the next game after that
Buccaneers.
is the
Plus,
Eagles versus
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also do have probably
the Eagles
best
versus the Buccaneers. Okay,
best
I
front
can't
seven
really
in the
think
league, so it's going to
too
be
much
hard to
thought into this.
pass
I just think the
that.
Buccaneers.
While they have an old, well, it's not
the
bad
Eagles.
They're all
Yeah,
really great,
they were a surprise team.
they're all
no
really
one
great.
really
The
expected
Eagles
are
make
up there in
playoffs.
age, and I didn't really
They're
think
probably
they'd
not
make the
going to
playoffs
be as
either.
productive I think
they
they
did a
can
really great job.
put some points on the board, of course, but I think the Bucks, especially playing in that division, helped as well.
And then now on to the
another interesting matchup:
the
49ers
versus the
Tom
Cowboys.
Brady. That offensive line,
49ers versus the Cowboys
the Eagles
actually is a
secondary,
really
the
tough one to
defense
actually
probably
think
is
about,
not
because
enough
San
to-
Francisco 49ers,
they probably
Kyle
cannot hold
Shanahan
with the
great
offensive
weapons all
production
around.
of
They
the Tampa Bay
could
Buccaneers.
they understand
Plus,
how to play.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
also
also
do
made
have
the Super
probably the
Bowl
best
2 years ago.
best front seven in the league, so
And
it's going to be hard to pass.
The Dallas
that.
Cowboys,
They have
they
an
are really high
old-
productive offense.
Well,
Their
it's not
defense has
bad.
been
They're
playing
all really
pretty
great,
well,
but
they're all really great.
not
The Eagles
recently, but they were
until
like week.
they're probably
13,
not
I
going to
believe.
be as productive.
And the
I think
Cowboys
they can
haven't really played a really
course,
great
but I think
opponent
the
for the
Buccaneers
past
just
like
wiped
3
the
weeks,
floor
apart
with
from
them.
like the Cardinals.
And it is very possible.
And then now
for
on
San
to the
Francisco to
another
pull it off,
interesting
because
matchup.
Kyle Shanahan knows
49ers
Dan
versus
Quinn
the
system.
Cowboys.
He's coached under him in Atlanta.
49ers versus the
He
Cowboys
definitely
has a
really
great
tough one to actually think
but
about,
definitely
because
can
San
coach his
Francisco
way through.
49ers definitely can
Kyle
out-coach
Shanahan,
Dan Quinn and
great
has
weapons
a
all around.
great
They could
they
roster
understand
to
how to
deal
play
with
in
the
playoffs,
Cowboys.
because they've made the Super Bowl 2 years
But
ago.
I'm trusting the Cowboys to pull this through.
And
the Cowboys,
the Dallas Cowboys,
the Cowboys, I'm
they are
trusting
really
their
high
defense.
productive
Really,
offense.
I'm trusting their defense. Michael
Parsons,
Parsons,
out of the world,
a defensive rookie of the year.
not recently, but they
Trayvon
were
Diggs
until, like,
can
week
probably get a couple picks.
13, I believe.
And the
Trayvon
Cowboys
Diggs can probably get a couple picks.
haven't really
Dak
played
is
a
back.
really
CD,
great opponent for the
CD,
past like 3
Amari
weeks, apart from
Cooper,
like the Cardinals, but
offensive line.
apart from the Cardinals,
I just think the Cowboys will.
I just think the Cowboys
And it is
will
very
pull this off.
possible for San
I
Francisco.
think it would be
to
a really
pull it
close
off,
game, but I
Kyle
do
Shanahan
think the
knows
Cowboys
Dan
can
can
just pull it off.
Maybe
Maybe
by
by
like
like
a
a
touchdown,
touchdown,
but
Atlanta.
I think they can.
He
do
definitely
He definitely has a really great.
and the next
but definitely
game
can coach
is
his way
the
through.
Steelers versus the
Definitely
Chiefs.
can outcoach Dan Quinn.
The Steelers versus the Chiefs, great.
Again, another
roster
kind
to
of
deal
similar
with the
things with the
Cowboys.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Eagles. I think the
But I'm
Chiefs can
trusting
wipe
the
the floor with
Cowboys
the
to pull
Steelers.
this
The
through.
Steelers, the Cowboys. I think they
the
even
Cowboys,
said
I'm
it would
trusting
take a
their
miracle for
defense,
them to.
really.
I'm trusting their defense.
by
Michael Parsons
or
out of
to
the
go
world,
by the
a
Chiefs.
defensive rookie of the year.
And the Chiefs are really the best team.
Trayvon
the best team in the
Diggs
AFC. I think they
couple
are.
picks.
Because they've been playing very
Trayvon
well
Diggs can probably
recently,
get a
and they
couple
were
picks.
they
Dak
only
is
had
back.
like a
CD,
small slump at the
CD,
start.
Amari
start.
Cooper.
Now I think
Offensive line.
the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
I just think the
Offensive line
Cowboys will.
was getting better.
I just think the Cowboys
Defense
will
has
pull this
been playing
off. I think
pretty
it would
good
be a
too.
really close game.
Pittsburgh
but I do
Steelers.
think the Cowboys can just pull it off.
Pittsburgh
Maybe by like a
Steelers,
touchdown,
they
but
do have
I
a
think they
good
can do it.
overall team. TJ Watt is a good defense. Yeah, TJ Watt.
And the
will
next
probably get some
game
production too.
is the Steelers.
But the
versus
Chiefs,
The Chiefs always find a way to win.
the
games.
Steelers versus the Chiefs. Apart from last year's Super Bowl,
Again, another. It's kind of the similar.
they always
things with
find a way to
Tampa
win
Bay
games,
Buccaneers
even
and
if they're
Eagles.
down by like 20.
I think the
So
Chiefs
I'm,
can wipe the floor
I'm
with
still
the
going
Steelers.
with
The
the Steelers.
I think
And
they
the
even
final
said
wild
it'll take a
card
miracle
game,
for them to,
which
go
I think is
by,
probably the most
to go
exciting
by the
one, 'cause
Chiefs.
it's going to be on Monday
And
night.
the Chiefs are really the best
The
team.
Los
the best
Angeles
team in the
Rams
AFC
versus the Arizona
Cardinals. Because they've been
The Arizona
playing
Cardinals
very well.
I have to say,
recently, and
JJ
they
Watt's
were-
returning.
They
and
only
he's
had, like,
7-0
a small
when
slump
he
at the
was playing
start-
with them.
at the start.
However, from and getting back from an injury is tough. Now I
So he
think
probably won't put up a great production.
the Chiefs with Patrick
The Los
Mahomes,
Angeles
Tyreek Hill,
Rams,
Travis Kelce,
they did beat the Cardinals.
offensive line.
The Cardinals
was
did
getting
beat
so
better.
they were 1-1
Defense has
tied.
been-
Playing
this is
pretty
honestly
good
the
too.
greatest
Pittsburgh Steelers
Monday night football game we'll ever see.
I don't really
play
know.
because
They tied the Detroit Lions.
So I can't really.
I have to go with the
trust
Los Angeles Rams here.
at home. Sean McVay.
I don't know about Matthew
Pittsburgh
Stafford though,
Steelers.
'cause
They
Matthew
do
Stafford
have a
have
good
overall team. TJ
a
Watt is a good
record of
defense-
not
TJ
of
Watt
not
probably gets
doing
some
well in
production too.
primetime games.
But the Chiefs, especially
the Chiefs
in the
always find a way
postseason,
to win.
I know he
games.
hasn't really made the postseason a lot.
Apart from
However,
last year's
Kyler
Super
Murray
Bowl,
will probably play
they
well.
they
He
always
probably
find a
might
way to win games,
outplay
even if they're down
Stafford.
by like 20.
Sean
So
McVay,
I'm
Los
still
Angeles
going
Rams,
with the
great team
Chiefs.
overall.
Cooper Kupp having
And the
one of
final
best receiving
wild
years
card game
of all time.
Cardinals
Which I
without
think
DeAndre
is
Hopkins is
probably
definitely
the
going to
most
be a
exciting
huge
one, 'cause
toll.
it's going to be on
them.
Monday night.
So I just think the Los Angeles Rams
versus the Arizona
will take
Cardinals.
this game.
The Arizona Cardinals.
And now
I have to say,
now it's
JJ
the
Watt's
divisional
returning,
round.
and he's
So-
7-0 when
So I
he
did
was
have the
playing
New
with them.
England Patriots
However,
beating
the Tennessee
from-
Titans
and getting back
beating
from an
the
injury
Buffalo
is
Bills.
tough. So that
So he
means
probably
they
won't
would
put
have
up
to
great
play the
production.
Tennessee Titans.
The
And the Tennessee Titans, if
they
Derrick
did beat
Henry
the
comes
Cardinals.
back, maybe
The
they
Cardinals
will.
did be so they were
Maybe they
1-1
will.
tied. This is honestly the
have a really great
probably
shot at
greatest
beating the
Monday night
Patriots.
football game we'll ever
However,
see.
again,
Because
I
it's also
can't
the
go
game
against
of
Bill
playoffs as well.
Belichick.
And especially
I have to go with the Los
Tennessee
Angeles
is
Rams.
probably going
At
to be
home,
refreshed after
Sean
1
McVay
they
refreshed because
I don't
it's
know about
1
Matthew
week.
Stafford though, because Matthew Stafford
They're also
does
like a
have
high-powered offensive team. However, I
a
do think
record
the
of not
Patriots
being of
have a
not doing well in
defense to
primetime games,
withstand that. So
especially in the postseason.
they're
I
able
know
to
he
stop.
hasn't really
They
made the
are able to
postseason a
stop
lot,
the
but
Tennessee Titans.
I know he hasn't really made the
Plus,
postseason a lot.
plus they have a great
have a great offensive production.
However,
you just see it.
Titans. So I do think that the New England Patriots
Kyler
will defeat
Murray will
the
probably
Tennessee
play well.
Titans.
Kyler Murray will
Yeah,
probably
so then
play well. You probably might play
New England
Stafford.
Patriots versus the Tennessee
However,
Titans.
Sean McVay, Los
I think the
Angeles
Titans
Rams,
may
great
be
team
getting
overall.
healthy at the right
Cooper
time.
Kupp
So
I
can
can
best
definitely see them pull through, and they're also at home. So
Cardinals
that's
without
also an
DeAndre
advantage.
Hopkins
is
the
definitely
Patriots.
Gonna be a huge
I just can't
go
on
against
them.
Bill Belichick. So I just think the Los
Especially
Angeles
with a
Rams,
great
the
roster.
Los Angeles
like,
Rams
he doesn't really have a great quarterback
this
game.
game.
Tannehill is better than Mac
A
Jones.
great season by the Cardinals,
But,
and they have a
Los Angeles Rams will take it.
full roster if Derrick Henry comes back. And if that
And
happens,
now-
I do see them winning a playoff game against the Patriots.
We'll have
but
to-
if that doesn't happen, then I'll have the Patriots
now
through.
It is.
So I think I'll stick with my pick
with the Patriots.
Now
I
think they
divisional
can.
rounds.
I think they
So
can pull it off.
I
'cause
did
Damian
have
Harris is
the
also
Las
a really
Vegas
great rusher.
Raiders
They have a really
pulling
great
off
rushing attack
against
Cincinnati
So,
Bengals.
I'm
going
gonna
to
pick
pick
the
the Patriots to win.
Tennessee
beat the
Titans
Titans.
on a bye week, and the Chiefs versus the Raiders.
And again, it's really the same thing.
if the Tennessee Titans
The
do
Chiefs
get
versus
Derrick
the
Henry
Raiders.
back,
I
I
didn't
didn't
have
see
the
the
Raiders
Raiders
beating
beating
the
the Bengals
Raiders.
and the Chiefs beating the Steelers.
However,
so
the Raiders
I do see the
versus
Tennessee
Tennessee
Titans.
Titans.
That beating
is
the
enough-
Los
is a
Angeles-
great,
Las Vegas
division
divisional rival.
They're on a
game.
bye week.
A
They're
divisional
probably
rival
gonna
game
get
freshened
again.
up.
If Derrick Henry comes
However,
back, I
maybe,
did
but
say
even
that
if
Derrick
the
Henry might not
Raiders
come back.
are really great
It's
at
going
playing
to be the same
games with
situation here.
high
High-powered
productive
offenses,
high productive
going at each
offenses,
other.
and they're
I
able
said
to
the
pull off
Raiders
wins.
are
able
I
to
don't think
pull
they can do
through
it 2 weeks in a
high-powered
row,
offensive
especially with
teams.
the
They're able to
Chiefs.
win.
You have
A
Patrick
lot of them.
Mahomes.
Andy Reid,
I don't know if they
Travis
can do it 2
Kelce,
weeks in a
Tyreek
row.
Hill.
The Chiefs have worked
A lot of
so
problems
I'm
since
gonna
the
give it to
regular
the
season.
Tennessee Titans.
And also, if the Chiefs
And
are down
then
20, the Kansas City Chiefs versus
we've
the
seen
New
this
England
multiple
Patriots, like if the Chiefs are down, it's not really a full on blowout because they can find a way to win games. In Kansas City, I think Kansas City will make it
Wait a
through
minute.
to the
So I did
AFC
have-
Championship facing
Okay.
the New England Patriots.
So I did have the New England Patriots.
and now in the
beating
NFC,
the Tennessee Titans.
I had
beating the Buffalo
had
Bills.
the Arizona.
So that means
I
they
had
would have
the
to
Los
play
Angeles
the Tennessee
Rams
Titans beating the Arizona Cardinals.
and the Tennessee
Dallas
Titans.
Cowboys
If
beating
Derrick
the San
Henry
Francisco
comes back,
49ers,
maybe
and the
they
Tampa Bay
will.
Buccaneers
Maybe they
beating
will.
the Philadelphia Eagles. Have a really great
and
shot. And
those were
the
the
top
top
4 teams. So
However,
the Green Bay
again,
Packers would
can't
have
go
to face
against the
Bill
Los Angeles
Belichick.
Rams. And especially
This would be a really
Tennessee
tough
is
game.
probably going to be refreshed after
And this
1
was
week.
the divisional
round
round
last
year.
year.
It's 1 week.
And the
They-
Green Bay Packers took it off.
They're also like a
took it
high-powered
through.
offensive team. However,
However,
I think the Patriots.
I think
have
the
a
Green Bay Packers
defense
will. They're
to
just so much
withstand
better.
that.
They're
So
just
they're
a
a
much
much better team.
They're able
Their
to
team
st-
is
they-
so
they
much.
are able to
Their
stop
team
the
has been
Tennessee
playing
Titans.
really well. Plus, and especially if they're refreshened up, they had a bye
Plus,
week,
they
so they
have a
had 1
great
week of not playing. I think they can defeat the Rams.
offensive.
Aaron Rodgers.
Plus, they
also
also
can
have great
outplay Matthew
offensive,
Stafford.
Matt
Matt
LaFleur
LaFleur
has
I
been
think they
really
can
great
have a
coaching
great
for the
offensive production
Packers
to
so
pull
far.
through.
The
Not that he's
Tennessee
better than
Titans,
Sean
I do think
McVay,
that
but I
the
do think
Patriots
Matt
will
LaFleur
defeat
is really great.
the Tennessee Titans.
They have Devontae Adams to counterpart Jalen Ramsey. They have a good O line.
Yeah, so
they
then-
have a good defense.
New England Patriots versus
Yeah,
the
I just
Tennessee
think the
Titans.
Green Bay Packers can
I
do
think
it.
the Titans may be
And then now,
getting healthy at the right
the
time.
Tampa
so I
Bay
do
Buccaneers
can
versus
definitely
the
see
Dallas
them pull through, and
Cowboys.
they're also at
I
home,
had-
so that's
Now it
also
will
an
be the
advantage.
next game, the NFC
The Patriots.
divisional round will
I
be
just
the Tampa
can't
Bay
go against
Buccaneers
Bill
and the
Belichick.
Dallas Cowboys.
Especially
this
with
is a
great
really
roster
great
like
matchup. He doesn't really have a great
However,
quarterback.
I can see the
Tannehill is better than Mac
Cowboys
Jones.
pulling it off, but
This was a week 1 matchup. The Cowboys nearly won, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have not really
however, if
better team ever since that. They've gone
professional.
injured. However, I just can't
And
underestimate
they
Tom Brady.
have
So I would
a
have to really pick
full roster.
Tom
if Derrick
Brady
Henry
over the
comes
Cowboys.
back.
And
I know
if
I
that
said the
happens,
Cowboys.
I
I
do see
see
them
the
winning a
Cowboys
playoff
winning,
game
but
against the Patriots.
I
I think
doesn't
I
happen.
think the
Tampa Bay
I will
Buccaneers
have
would
to beat the
Patriots
Cowboys.
through.
The AFC
So I think
Championship
I'll
is
just
the Chiefs
stick
versus
with
the
my pick
Patriots,
with
or the NFC Championship.
I
is
think
the
Tampa Bay can
Tampa
pull
Bay
it off.
Buccaneers,
Damian
the
Harris
Green Bay
is
Packers.
also a really great rusher. They have a really great rushing attack.
This
So
was almost
I'm
like
gonna pick
last
the
year
Patriots to win
with
to beat
the
Titans.
the same
Same
Chiefs
exact
versus the
teams,
Raiders.
but the Patriots were in it last year.
The Chiefs
Also
versus
with the
Raiders.
AFC,
I did have the
Kansas City
Raiders
Chiefs
beating
versus the New
Bengals
England
and Chiefs beating the
Patriots.
Steelers.
So
The Raiders versus the Chiefs.
this will be a really great
the Raiders
game.
versus the
I
Chiefs.
do see the Chiefs pulling it
That
off though. High production
is a
offenses.
great,
Chiefs have dealt with a lot of
divisional
problems. I
rival
think they can make it to
game,
the Super Bowl for the
divisional
3rd year in a
rival game
row
again.
Patriots.
However, I did say
I
that
think
the
Mac Jones
Raiders
are really
has
great
been
at playing games. Recently had made a lot of high mistakes. I think this
high
time
productive offenses
and
and
he's been getting away with it. again, but
I
this
don't
time
think
they
they can
probably
do it
won't
2
get
weeks
away
in a
with
row,
it.
especially with the Chiefs.
So I think the
you have
Kansas City
Patrick
Chiefs make the
Mahomes,
Super Bowl.
Andy Reid, Travis Kelce,
And the Green Bay
Tyreek
Packers
Hill.
versus the
The
Tampa
Chiefs
Bay
have worked out a lot of
Buccaneers.
problems since the regular season.
Rematch of
so-
last year's.
And also,
The Buccaneers
Chiefs
are
are
down
down
20
20.
as they are last year. They're
We've
more
seen this
injured
multiple
now.
times. Like, if
Green
the
Bay
Chiefs
Packers
are down,
are
it's not
probably
really a full-
looking at this
It's
game
not
like,
really a
oh
full
man,
blowout because
we need to win
they
this.
Can find a way
This is
to win
probably what
games.
they've trained for all
In Kansas
summer.
City, I think Kansas City will make it through.
I think
with,
third time's
to
the charm.
the, to the
I think the
AFC
third time's the
Championship
charm for the
facing
Green Bay
New England
Packers.
Patriots.
They made a lot. They
And
made
now
2
in the
years ago,
NFC,
lost. Made last year they lost. But
had-
this year They can make
had
it. If there was one
the
year to
Arizona-
win it, it
I
would be
had
this
the
year.
Los
Green Bay
Angeles
Packers
Rams
over
beating
the
the Arizona
Bay
Cardinals.
Buccaneers.
Dallas
Devontae
Cowboys beating the
Adams,
San Francisco
Aaron
49ers,
Rodgers,
Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating
have
the
been playing
Philadelphia
the
Eagles. Partially the
and
best those were
football
the top four
of their
teams. So
lives.
the Green Bay Packers.
Tom
would have to
Brady's been
face the
playing
Los
great
Angeles
football too.
Rams.
I don't know if his team
This would be a really tough
I
game.
don't know if his team can play as
And this
well,
was
as great
the
as he is.
divisional
But
round.
the Green Bay
last
Packers
year,
are making it to
and
the Super Bowl.
Green Bay Packers took
And
it
now
out.
to the Super Bowl, we
Took it
have the
through.
Kansas City Chiefs and the
However,
Green Bay Packers.
I think the Green Bay
What a
Packers,
game this
they're
will
just
be.
so much better. They're just a much
Two
better
of
team.
the greatest
Their team
quarterbacks,
is so much.
Aaron Rodgers,
Their
Patrick
team has been playing
Mahomes,
really
two of the
well.
greatest receivers,
And especially if they're
Devontae Adams
refreshing
and
up,
Tyreek Hill.
they
They
had
both
a bye
have
week, so they have
mediocre
1
but
week of
great
not
good
playing. I think they
offenses,
could defeat
great
the Rams.
defenses.
Aaron
They both have
Rodgers
good coaches
can
and
outplay
outplay
Matthew
Matthew
Stafford.
Stafford.
Matt LaFleur has been really
and
great
Andy
coaching
Reid
for the Packers so far. Not that
But
he's
if there
better
was
than
one
Sean
team
McVay,
I would
but I
pick,
do think Matt
it would be the
LaFleur
Green
is
Bay
really great.
Packers. The third
They have
time's the
Devontae
charm.
Adams countered
They
by
are winning
Jalen
the Super
Ramsey.
Bowl.
Kansas City Chiefs.
They have a good
O-line.
I feel like sometimes they are.
They have a good
sloppy,
O-line.
but the
They
Green
have
Bay
a good-
Packers, Aaron Rodgers is an
They have a
MVP
good
year.
defense.
Devontae Adams is doing.
Yeah, I
great
just think the
this
Green
year.
Bay
They have an
Packers can
O-line.
do it.
If Jair Alexander comes back,
And then now
he's gonna counter Tyreek.
the Tampa
Hill.
Bay
The
Buccaneers
Chiefs don't
versus
have
the
anyone
Dallas
to stop
Cowboys.
Devontae
I had
Adams.
Now
I think Matt
now
LaFleur
the next
could have
game
than
coach
Andy
FC
Reid.
division.
And they
round
also
would
have a
beat
great
the
rushing
Tampa Bay
game, too.
Buccaneers and then Dallas Cowboys.
Packers have a great rushing game with AJ Dillon and
This is a
Aaron
really
Jones,
great matchup.
especially with
However,
especially with
I can
Aaron.
see
You
the-
have
I
also
see
have
the
Aaron
Cowboys
Rodgers to
pulling
worry
it
about
out.
as well.
So this was a week
2022
1 matchup. The
Super Bowl
Cowboys
champions
nearly
will be
won,
the
and
Green
Tampa
Bay
Bay
Buccaneers. Aaron
have
Rodgers
not
finally
really-
gets that second ring because that's what he deserves. That's all I have to say for today.
have really
the Green Bay
not been
Packers
a
are winning
great,
the
better team
Super
ever since
Bowl
that.
this
They've
year.
gone injured.
If you disagree or agree,
However,
tell me
I
in
just
the
can't
comments. Send a
underestimate
message
Tom
for
Brady,
me.
so I
And
would
if you
have
want me
to
to talk
really
about
pick
some other topics,
Tom
send me
Brady
a message
over the
on. If
Cowboys.
you're listening on Spotify,
I know I
you
said the
can send
Cowboys.
it
I see the
through
Cowboys winning,
Anchor.
but no.
And if
I
you're
think
listening,
think Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
if you're
will beat the
listening on YouTube,
Cowboys.
you can probably just give a comment.
Yeah, I just
but-
can't underestimate Tom Brady.
That's all I need to say. And everyone,
So
thanks
the
for
AFC
listening. Make sure you check
Championship
out my
is
previous
the
content.
Chiefs versus
And
the Titans,
definitely
and the
look
Chiefs
forward
versus
to the
the Patriots.
content I'm bringing
AFC
out next
Championship
time.
is the Chiefs
So,
versus the
this is the
Patriots.
All Facts Podcast,
and the
and I'm
NFC
Hans
Championship
Carr.
is the